What's up, guys? It's Jensen and welcome to another video. So we're about 3/4 into this NFL season, and teams like the Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers have been receiving a lot of Super Bowl hype. And obviously those teams have been doing great things this season. San Francisco under Kyle Shanahan has been a revelation. Jimmy Garoppolo really leading them. And Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are really taking over the league. And in some people's eyes, ushering in a new era of quarterbacks. And those teams are great. I deeply respect what they've been able to do. But let's not forget about the Kansas City Chiefs now. I still think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. And despite what all these other teams are doing, I think that we need to still remember that Kansas City Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. And that they might be the single most dynamic team in NFL history. We look at that offense right now. I think that Tyreek Hill is the scariest weapon in all of offense because his speed is just so amazing that it gives defensive coordinators nightmares. The specialty of Tyreek Hill is that even though he might not be able to do something for the first couple of possessions, all of a sudden he'll get a long 50-yard touchdown. He can easily burn up your cornerbacks and safeties. And while someone like Michael Thomas or DeAndre Hopkins might be more consistent, I still think that Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver in the NFL today because of his speed and the big plays it creates. He's so important to that Kansas City offense. Let's not forget those other wide receivers too. Sammy Watkins can ball, and I've been very impressed with Mecole Hardman this year. He looks kind of like Tyreek Hill, except maybe not as special, not as fast, but he looks kind of like a Tyreek Hill type, which is kind of interesting in my opinion. Travis Kelce, I know that George Kittle is doing great things in San Francisco, but Travis Kelce is still the best tight end in football. And you watch Kansas City on a weekly basis, and you see that a lot of plays depend on Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce just such a special player, and he's just so important to that Kansas City offense. And let's not underestimate the power of having a great tight end. Remember those New England Patriot teams with Rob Gronkowski? I mean, tight ends are very important for some teams, and Kansas City is one of them. And you look at those running backs, they're not great, but they're greater than the sum of their parts. Damian Williams is a nice running back. He could be part of a rotation. He has nice catching ability. Meanwhile, LaShawn McCoy, he's still got a little bit of juice left, a little bit wear on the tire, but even though he's getting a little bit older, LaShawn McCoy can still do some things every once in a while. He's not the same player he used to be, but he's still kind of good. But it really comes down to Patrick Mahomes for me. I still think that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in all of football. I know that Lamar Jackson has really taken over the league by storm, and people are very impressed with Lamar Jackson. And I love watching Lamar Jackson, but his passing ability it's a work in progress. I know people have been marveling about how much progress he's made, and he has made a lot of progress, but in terms of being a great passer, Lamar Jackson isn't there yet. I watched his passes, and he's making good passes, but nothing special. We know with Patrick Mahomes, though, he makes special passes. The beauty of Patrick Mahomes is that he can make so many big plays without turning the ball over. And I know people compare him to a prime Aaron Rodgers, but Patrick Mahomes is better because he makes more big plays while he limits his turnovers. Patrick Mahomes has the single most impact that one player could have on a team in NFL history. He has a greater impact than Aaron Rodgers, greater impact than Peyton Manning, even a greater impact than Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes is in a class of his own through the short career he's had so far. But I still think that in the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes is so special that you compare Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes versus Deshaun Watson. Patrick Mahomes still gives you quite a premium over these other options at quarterback for these other teams. And that's why I really believe in Kansas City, because when the game's on the line, Patrick Mahomes is the one guy whom defensive coordinators are afraid of. You don't want to give the ball to Patrick Mahomes with 30 seconds on the clock. That's pretty dangerous. That's the power of Patrick Mahomes. He is Kansas City, in my opinion. They've shaped everything around him. And Andy Reid is a great offensive mind. I know that people were marveling over Sean McVay last year. I still thought that Andy Reid was the best offensive-minded head coach in the NFL. And turns out that I'm probably right if you look at the beginning of this season while Patrick Mahomes was healthy. He's a great head coach, and even their kicker, Harrison Butker, he can make big kicks when the game's on the line, and that's very important. But we all know with Kansas City, the issue is the defense, and they've looked pretty bad thus far. I'm not going to lie. 25th in defenses here is not going to cut it if they want to win the Super Bowl. But let's give them a chance. Frank Clark, their edge rusher whom they got from the Seattle Seahawks, is finally coming together this year. And he was pretty unimpactful for the first half of the season, but now he's finally starting to put it all together. Let's give them a chance. Remember, they still have Tyrann Mathieu at safety. I still think that they could be a league average defense. We also have to factor in the fact that since Patrick Mahomes in the offense scores so quickly, the defense is on the field for so much more time than the typical defense. So they're going to give up more points inevitably. So the Kansas City defense, they're not as bad as advertised. They're actually pretty solid. And the thing that really gives me hope about Kansas City is that you look at the playoff teams from the past couple of years, and normally the games are close. Normally the games are between two evenly matched teams. The real question is, can your defense make the key stop when the game is on the line? Remember the Minnesota Miracle when the game was pretty much over, but Stephon Diggs somehow got a touchdown? And if you're a playoff defense, you'll make the stop. I think that Kansas City could have made that stop with the game on the line. And you look at the Philadelphia Eagles from a couple years ago when they won the Super Bowl. Yes, that was a better defense than Kansas City, but two things really stand out to me when I look at that team. And it was when they stopped Matt Ryan and the Falcons in the red zone during the divisional part of the playoffs, and in the Super Bowl when Brandon Graham strip sacked Tom Brady to end New England's chances at winning that game. So playoff defense, it's not about how great your defense is. It's not about how many sacks you get, because the games are normally going to be close. You're going to be playing a good opponent every game. The real thing is when the game's on the line, can your defense make the big time stop? And that was what was so encouraging about the game against the LA Chargers, because when Phillip Rivers had that team driving down the field, Kansas City pulled off the big interception with the game on the line. And that's why I have hope about Kansas City. That's why I still think that they have the best chance to win the Super Bowl. And that's why I think they're going to win the Super Bowl, because Patrick Mahomes is a special talent, and that defense is going to make big plays when it counts. I have full belief in that defense right now as a playoff defense. They're no Chicago Bears. They're no New England Patriots defense, but I think that they can make the big play with the game on the line. That's all from this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. I will be providing you with more NFL and NBA hot takes as the season goes on, and have a good day.